Some background. I, 35 male, own a 72-unit apartment complex. When I bought it, it was in good shape, and I spent several million getting all the apartments renovated. The rent wasn't increased for any of the tenants, and I made sure that it never went up by more than $50 a year for the lease renewals, which was baked into the leases. Shortly after all the renovations were completed, I started the search for a property management company, and ultimately settled on one that seemed well aligned with wanting to put the tenants first. As we were doing the contracts, I had my real estate friend also take a look at them. Between him and my lawyer, they recommended having a clause added in there, the short of which said, if there is any legal action brought up against me for the apartment complex due to neglect of the property management staff, the property management company will be responsible for all those costs and any legal fees incurred. This wasn't added in secret, and the legal team from the property management company agreed, and everything was finalized. They took over the management of the complex a month later. I was fairly hands-off and only visited the site like every 3 to 4 months. Other than that, I'd have the monthly updates sent to me by the manager on site. A few months ago, I found out that a couple of the apartments had been left in severe shambles after the tenants moved out, and the cleaning crew had taken care of it. I didn't find out until after the fact that it was not completely accurate, because one of the apartments apparently had a really bad roach infestation in the storage closet outside the apartment. After the new tenants moved into that apartment, they brought up the issue to the site manager. In the monthly reporting, the site manager claimed that maintenance staff tried to address it with traps and bug bombs. I didn't think too much of it. I left it at that. Next month, same thing. And the third month, after receiving the monthly report, I called the site manager saying, this is a reoccurring issue. I really want it taken care of professionally at this point. The month's rent was waived for the tenant in that apartment, and they were put up in a hotel for a week while the issues were being addressed. Now, once they returned to their apartment, this is where the issues really started. The site manager, either by mistake or neglect, didn't communicate properly with the exterminators the extent or the location of the infestation. Instead of the storage closet, the whole apartment was fumigated. And after that, the roaches simply made their way into other apartments in the same building and made their way into the other nearby buildings. And the problem from there just got so much worse. So the same option was given to all the other tenants in that building that were affected, waiving a month's rent, putting them up in a hotel for a week while the issue was sorted out. They all took the offer up. However, one tenant decided to take legal action. Alright, now while I wasn't very happy about that, I understood where they were coming from. Having their lives disrupted by something that should have been addressed properly at the start. As we were in the midst of negotiating with them and during the mediations, my lawyer reminded me of the clause with the property management company and suggested that we give them what they want. That's where I started my nuclear revenge. I had the rest of the tenants from the 2 impacted buildings be suggested by an anonymous person that one of the tenants had filed a lawsuit for damages and that maybe they should do the same and they should be getting in on it too. Through the mediation, I pretended to be outraged at the whole matter. The negotiation started at 3 months of free rent, but ultimately, we all settled on 1 year of free rent for all of those tenants. Overall, that came out to 16 apartments, with rent averaging from $1,700 a month, that the property management company had to pay for due to the negligence of their site manager. So that was equaling roughly $325,000 in just the lost rent that they had to pay. And the cherry on top, due to the breach in service for the property maintenance, they also had to provide free service for up to 6 months while I seek out a new property management company, costing them an additional $146,000. And they still had to pay the legal fees on top of that. And if you think that's bad, you should check out this video right here. Alright, it's just a thief stealing soda, what could happen? Boy, I tell you what, you won't believe it. Go and check it out. I'll see you over there.